My story starts out back when I was first starting school. I didn't really have any friends. It started out in elementary school. I was the loner kid. I was the kid for some reason. I just did all my work, and apparently that made me an outcast for some reason. I started becoming very antisocial towards about 5th grade, and I was rejected. I didn't go to any birthday parties. I didn't hang out with anyone. I didn't have any friends. I never had any friends until freshman year when I got my first real friend. It got to the point where in 6th grade, things started to take a real turn for the worse. Mid-6th grade, I was diagnosed with severe depression. I've had to deal with that all my life, and I still deal with that every day. Something that will never leave me. I'm a little bit bipolar from what I go through. It got to the point where, like, between 6th grade and 7th grade, the anger that I felt from people making fun of me and doing what they did, it got to the point where I turned that anger on myself, and both physically and emotionally, and it really took a toll on me, to the point where it was just really hard, both just waking up every day and dealing with something like that. In 8th grade, I started becoming really withdrawn. Instead of trying to put myself out there anymore, I had done wrestling the past couple of years, and it hadn't made anything better. It just made everything worse. So I became extremely withdrawn, and I started to try to push people away. Freshman year, I really started to get fully withdrawn, and I pushed people as far away as I could. And I started to dress like this, the spikes, the chains, the big baggy pants with the chains hanging off them, whatever I could to try to intimidate people to stay away from me. In the end, it only made things worse. It made me more of a target, and it caused me to just become even more aggressive towards myself and the things that I had problems with. In my sophomore year, I really kind of started to come out of my shell. I finally grew. I was very small going into my freshman year. I was only 5'1", and I was a really small kid. And then I really started to grow in my sophomore year, and I started to come out of my shell. And then I heard about Cass my sophomore year. At the end of my sophomore year, I was still, nervous about it, but I decided to try it, and it's really brought me out of my shell. I've grown a lot into who I am. Now I'm 6 foot. I'm a pretty decently sized kid. It's really allowed me to be more comfortable because people won't go after you as much when you're not a small target anymore. But I still have those feelings. Cass has really given me something that's brought me out of who I was. It's really given me a path out of where I was. But back when I was going through what I was going through and all that, and the pain and the suffering, I pushed people away, and I became like this. This is who I was. This is who I am, and I'm making a difference for other kids.